Indy Mogul.
Hey Indy Mogulers, today on the Awesome Directors Project, filmmaker Dave Seger uses a Red Epic camera to shoot super slow motion and crazy stunts for his circus-themed music video. Check it out.
Hey everybody, Dave Seger again. Last week I talked about coming up with ideas for music videos, and this week I actually started shooting. To be honest with you, I usually procrastinate way longer before I actually get started shooting something, but we hit an opportunity for a great location and I had to jump on it. Hey everybody, so here we are, first day of shooting of the Flint Eastwood Rewind video. We're here in the LUCENT practice space, which is the circus that Jim's a part of. We're doing the storyline elements of the video today, some of them. Jim is playing this sort of lovesick clown. He's gonna get thrown off this balcony by the strongman. Some juggling here on the wall, and we've got footage of the band that we're gonna be projecting on the wall. He's gonna fall in love looking at the aerialist, doing an act on these silks here. I had a pretty ambitious to-do list considering the short amount of time I was going to have the space. I'd be lucky to get it all. I knew the moments I couldn't capture anywhere else were the aerialist suspended from the silks and Jim's balcony stunt, so those became the most important.
I went ahead and set up this really expert and totally professional stunt pad right here. Pretty much what I did is we saved ourselves the $25 renting fee for a mat and just collected some pillows and some sofa cushions, and we got an old air mattress here which has been with me for a long time, putting it to good use. And what we're gonna do is I'm going to be diving off that balcony when our strongman character Bill is get angry at me. He's just gonna throw me off, and so I'm just gonna do a test fall right now just to make sure that this is the right amount of padding so I don't hurt myself.
Jim put a lot of padding on there to make sure he's staying on the safe side. This controlled test fall is important to make sure he's not getting winded from the hit. He knows exactly what the impact is going to feel like.
Testing. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not gonna break anything.
Now, obviously be careful if you're going to try anything close to this. Jim has been training with stunt professionals for years, and he really knows what he's doing. I mean, look how well he puts on clown makeup.
I'm marking the ground here just so I can center up on the mat. You know, I'm actually going over a railing here, so I just want to have something that's just going to give me a bright, obvious reference of where the mat is.
Landing strip.
Because it's going to be a split second when I look over to the side before I jump, and I just want to make sure it's as clear as possible that I know exactly where the center of that mat is. Bill's going to grab me and toss me over. And obviously we're not going to put him in control of the situation. I'm going to be in control because I'm the one going over the cliff, as it were. So what he's going to do is he's going to fake grab me, and I'm going to react as if, you know, this is me moving. You know, he's not actually pushing me. He's just giving me a light a tap, and it's me that's making it seem like it's heavy. And then he's just going to guide me over the edge.
Ooh.
Good?
All right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. Cool. Did I bounce back up to the frame?
A little bit. One thing I didn't anticipate was the amount of lights needed for the Red Epic. This was my first time working with a Red camera, and I sought it out specifically for its slow motion capabilities. But when you're shooting that many frames a second, you need a lot more light to expose each frame. We shot a lot of cool stuff at 120 frames per second and even 240 frames per second, but it took a lot more time to set up. It was about halfway through the shoot when I realized I needed to try to cut some sequences. I knew we were off schedule and tried to prioritize. I think that's a really important aspect of low-budget filmmaking. Obviously, staying on schedule is important, but it's also really valuable to know what shots you can lose and what shots you can keep. Even though I bought a $65 breakaway fishbowl, I decided to cut the entire fishbowl sequence pretty early on because it was too complicated. Let's roll camera. All right, and action.
This whole video is making and cleaning up messes.
Another aspect of production you sometimes forget about is the time it takes to clean up. As soon as we had the Red Epic camera, I tacked on a lot of additional effects. Pies to the face, breakaway glass. When you add a mess into a shoot, you have to factor in time to clean up after. If you're lucky, you'll even have time to reset and do another take. When Jim did his beer bottle smash, it didn't quite go right, and I would have loved for another take, but we knew we couldn't afford to clean the floor and reshoot, so I figured we'd have to make it work in the edit. You always have to be ready to adjust on the fly, change your plan. As I continued to run low on time, I cut another sequence and moved an important story beat, Jim recognizing the strongman as a jerk, into an easier scene. Be totally prepared for everything to go right, but be ready to change and adapt when things go wrong. For the sequence in which Jim fawns over the aerialist, I really wanted a high-angle shot of Jim looking up at her. When we realized we couldn't get the camera high enough above him, I reblocked the scene and had Jim's character sit on the ground. I think it looks better this way anyhow. Sometimes compromising can work in your favor. Now, you may have noticed that in some of the footage there were images of the band projected on the wall. This is an interesting effect that I want to break down for you more next week. We actually had a lot of problems with the computer's playback during our shoot on Friday, so we ended up ditching the effect because it was slowing us down. Pushing it aside to figure it out later. It's frustrating, but that sort of thing happens. What's exciting is that now we have all these pieces of footage that I can place in the timeline to see what works and see what holes I still have yet to fill in. It's an interesting benefit with music videos, is that you can continue to reshoot, rework, reconceptualize until you're happy. Well, as long as your time and resources will allow.
If you liked today's episode, let us know in the comments, and be sure to click right here to subscribe to Dave Seger's channel to catch the premiere of his music video at the end of the month. And if you missed any of this month's other Awesome Director episodes, you can click right here or use the link in the description to check those out. On Monday, right after I shot the lens tutorial video, I received a package, an old 55mm Minolta lens that I bought online to mount on this old bellows system that I also found online. By moving the lens far from the sensor, now I can shoot super close-up macro images. You can check out photos on the Indy Mogul Facebook page and try to guess what they are. And now that I have this macro lens set up, let me know what kind of video you think I should shoot with it.